Assalamu alaikum. So how are you guys? So today we're going through the story of Musa alayhi salam part 2. But before I get to that, let me just recap the lesson we learned from part 1. So if you guys can remember the first lesson was that we should have faith in Allah, as the mother of Musa alayhi salam did when she put Musa alayhi salam in the river. And the second lesson was to teach us that some people in power abuse it, and we should not be of those people. We should not be those people who abuse the power. Alright, so these two lessons we learned in the first part of Musa alayhi salam story. Now what do you learn in the second part of Musa alayhi salam story? Let's go through it. So after Musa's mother put Musa in the river, the basket was carried by the will of Allah by the current of the river to the house and castle of the Pharaoh. The wife of the Pharaoh did not have any children, so she, upon seeing Musa alayhi salam in the basket, such a tiny little baby, her heart melted, and so she convinced the Pharaoh, her husband, to keep Musa alayhi salam, pretty much adopting him. So the Pharaoh hesitated at first, but he accepted. So this is truly amazing. The person the Pharaoh was trying to get rid of ended up receiving shelter in that very house of the Pharaoh. Isn't that crazy? So the enemy of the Pharaoh will be brought up, would gain his energy, strength by the meals that are served at the house of the Pharaoh. That's crazy, and it goes to show the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now when it came time to feed Musa alayhi salam, he would not drink the milk of anyone. So the Pharaoh asked everyone in the country to have a go at nursing Musa alayhi salam, but no one will be able to. Musa alayhi salam will just reject them. Until one day, the sister of Musa alayhi salam's mother saw what the Pharaoh was doing. And I forgot to mention the last part. Musa alayhi salam's mother's sister followed the basket to where it went. So she knew that the basket ended up in the Pharaoh's house. So that's why when she sees the Pharaoh looking for someone to feed Musa alayhi salam, she goes to the Pharaoh's people and tells them that I know someone who will be able to feed this young child. And the Pharaoh, of course, accepted. So Musa alayhi salam's mother was brought in on behalf of her sister. And when Musa alayhi salam was presented to her mother, of course he took her milk because she's a mother. Okay, so that's just amazing. And so the Pharaoh was so amazed that out of 1,000 people, this one lady was able to feed Musa alayhi salam. So he told her that every day you must come to my castle and feed this child, and you'll be paid as well. So subhanallah, Allah took control of the affairs of Musa alayhi salam's mother. Not only did she get to see her son again, but she saw him in the best of places, and she was treated in the best of ways. Subhanallah. So what can we learn from this development in part 2 of the story? Well, it shows us that even though at the time of a calamity we may feel that the calamity is horrible, there's nothing good that's coming out of this calamity, but you should always remember from Musa alayhi salam's story of her mother that in each calamity their end result will be the best result possible for you. The future is bright. And the second lesson we learn from the Pharaoh, his arrogance. He thought he was so clever, trying to get rid of all babies, but little did he know, Musa alayhi salam, the person who was predicted to kill him, or came to knocking at his door, and he accepted him with open arms. So no matter how clever you are, know that Allah's plan will override any plans you have. Alright, so I'll leave it for that today, and next week we'll continue with part 3 of Musa alayhi salam's story, which is the most interesting part, because that's when Musa alayhi salam talks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum.